guys, welcome to Video Wednesday. I have a special guest with us here today. Her name is Deborah St from Oak Valley Tax, and today we're going to talk about things that we should know before selling a house. So when should someone talk to their tax advisor?
Well, thank you, Tina, for this opportunity. I'm Deborah St. enrolled agent, owner of Oak Valley Tax, tax advice you can trust. You should always consult your trusted tax advisor prior to going into escrow. There is nothing we can do to help you out once the deal is closed, but there can be many things that you might want to consider prior to going into escrow or even prior to accepting the deal that's on the table.
So when a buyer, or a home seller comes to us and they decide they want to sell their home, maybe one of the first things I should do as an agent is to have them go ahead and talk to you, before we get everything started.
Absolutely, because there are tax implications depending upon which piece of real estate they're selling, and there are also forms to which they're going to be presented that need a tax advisor to help them fill them out.
Okay, perfect, thank you. So I've heard a lot about capital gains, and a couple questions I had were, how are they calculated?
Capital gains is an often misunderstood area, and it gets to be very technical, and you don't need to be overwhelmed by all of the phrasing that's in there, but you're basically going to look at what's called the basis in your home, which is the amount you paid for it, plus any improvements you've done to the home over the year. And then you're going to look at your adjusted selling price, and this is where the real estate agent becomes a major help, because that's what you plan to sell it for, but also minus all of those selling expenses, those fees that we see running down that page. And you know that better than we are. So that is how it's calculated, is the comparison of those two numbers.
Wow, it sounds very detailed. It's something I would definitely have you talk to a tax consultant first. It does sound like it's something that should be important to consider. Something else about capital gains is when are they taxed?
That's a great question. When you're selling your primary residence, there's a tax law called Section 121, and what that's about is if you have a gain up to $250,000 if you're a single person, $500,000 if you're a married couple, you can exclude that from being taxed both at the federal level and the state of California level. But again, as usual with the tax law, nothing is simple or straightforward. So basically it talks about you need to have lived and owned the home for 2 out of the last 5 years as your primary residence. But with all the tax law changes we have coming from Congress, that one seems to be relatively sacred, but you never know when things are changing.
Okay, thank you so much. Something that some of my clients come and talk about are maybe their second homes. So what do they have to deal with regarding their second homes tax-wise?
Second homes are often misunderstood. They do not have that Section 121 exclusion. So when you sell that cabin in Big Bear, or you sell that, even that motorhome, if you can sell it for a gain, although you wouldn't be using a real estate agent, but any type of second home, those are subject to tax. Those are, again, we calculate the capital gain, and it is taxed.
Okay, important to know.
Yes.
So are there any other tax issues that we need to be aware of? Anything else that you want to add?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Tina. A lot of times when you're selling your home, the main reason you're selling it is you got a new exciting job. So there are moving expenses that could be coming into place. There's job hunting expenses, both of which are wonderful tax deductions, or you might be moving out of state, and we have part-year resident laws that need to be considered. So there's a lot of things that are impacted on your tax return by selling a home, which might appear to be a simple tax transaction. It is not. Thus, you want to be advising your trusted tax consultant early on in the process.
Thank you so much. Lots of really helpful tax info in this whole video. I love it. Thank you so much. So again, this is Deborah St. from Oak Valley Tax, and her number is 951-922-6619, located in Beaumont, California. And thank you very much.
Thank you.